Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be starting your final project with our organic and geometric shapes and color mixing. So yesterday you guys watched the video on color mixing and I showed you some different ways that you can mix colors. You're going to do a project that mixes those two things, shapes and color mixing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our shapes. We're going to start using one geometric shape. So you're going to pick from our geometric shapes. I am going to use a square. So you're going to pick your geometric shape and then you're going to draw that shape on your paper at least 3 times. And we don't want to draw it really tiny. Remember, we want to fill up our space. So I'm going to draw a big square here. I'm going to draw a big square here. Okay, and then now I'm going to draw a square that's going to overlap the other squares. That means when I draw the square, right, if I put it like this, that is not overlapping because they're not touching. We need them to touch. So overlapping would be if the square goes on top of the other ones. So I'm going to draw a big square right here. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3 squares. Is that enough squares? Yes, because you need at least 3. And now you're going to add some organic shapes. Now remember, organic shapes don't really have hard points and they're really flowy and natural. So you're going to do 3 organic shapes. So I have some white space here that I should fill in. So I'm going to draw 1 organic shape here. Some curvy lines. Oh, and I went over top. Good. So when I put that over top, remember that's overlapping. And we want to do that. We want some overlap. Next, I'm going to draw one maybe right here. And it's going to overlap a couple of them. So I'm going to do, let's see. And then we're going to do 1 more organic shape. I think I should do it right here because I have some white space right there. So I'm doing a nice curvy shape. All right, and now I'm done drawing. Okay, now we have to color. I'm going to color using crayons. You can use markers, colored pencils, oil pastels, paint. It's really up to you. But we're going to remember what we talked about in color mixing. So we are only going to use our 3 primary colors. Now when we color, we're going to color the whole shape at one time. So when I say that, this can get a little bit confusing because we have all these little teeny tiny shapes in here. We're going to look at the first shape that we drew. I drew a whole square. So I'm going to color in that whole square using 1 color. So I'm going to use blue and I'm going to color that whole entire square. See how I go over top of all of those other lines, but I'm still staying inside my 1 square. Okay, so I have that square done. I have 3 geometric shapes, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to use each of these colors to color a geometric shape. So I already used blue, so now I'm going to use yellow. And I'm going to color in another full square, even on top of the blue. That's really important. We want to color on top of the colors because we're color mixing. So I'm going to start coloring this one. I'm coloring right on top of that blue, and I'm coloring in the whole square. Okay, all done with coloring that square. Now I have to color my last square, so I'm going to use my last color, red, and I'm going to color in the whole square, even on top of that blue. Gonna stay inside the lines of our square here. taking my time. We don't want any scribble scrabble. Okay, so we colored our geometric shapes. Now I have to color my organic shapes. So just like with my geometric shapes, I had 3 shapes, so I used all 3 colors. I have 3 organic shapes, so I'm going to use all 3 colors again. So I'm going to just pick one of the shapes and start coloring. I'm going to start with blue again, and I'm going to color this shape blue. Now watch when I color it, because it's really important. You want to color in the whole organic shape, even on top of these parts again, and on top of here. Okay, so I use my blue. Next, I'm going to use yellow. Now I have to pick one of the organic shapes to color yellow. I'm not going to pick this one because this one's already in the yellow, so that would be kind of boring. So I'm going to pick this one.
Color this one yellow. And we're going to go right over top of those geometric shapes because that's inside the organic shape.
And last but not least, I have my red primary color, and I'm going to color my last organic shape. Now this organic shape is really on top of a lot of my geometric shapes. See, I only have one part that's not on top of any shape. So I'm going to be coloring right on top of my geometric shapes here to mix the colors together. So here I have some blue and red mixing together. What color does that make when blue and red mixes together? Purple. Okay. Then I'm gonna come down into here. Now in this one, I have all the colors because this was blue and this was yellow, and now I'm adding red. So that's gonna make kind of a more brown color because it's mixing all the colors. And now I'm coloring right on top of yellow. And what color does yellow and red make when it mixes together? Orange, right. And here I have yellow mixed with blue. And what color does that make? Green. So we only used 3 colors, blue, yellow, and red, but we ended up having purple, green, and orange too. Now it's your turn to make your art. Remember, if you pick the triangle, you're going to draw 3 triangles, and you want to use 3 organic shapes, and they can be different. So this shape does not look like that shape. That shape does not look like that shape. They're different. And then you want them to overlap. So if I were drawing this circle and that circle, do those shapes overlap? No, those shapes are just close to each other. What about if I draw a circle that touches this one? Do those shapes overlap? No, they're just touching. You have to draw it on top of the other shape so that those shapes are overlapping because they share this space right here. Happy creating, friends. I look forward to seeing all of your awesome artwork, and I will talk to you guys later.